setting goals is an idea that people throw around a lot and talk about a lot. And I'm one of those people who I'm really into, you know, setting goals and making plans and organizing and things like that. But there's a couple of main factors I want to talk about with that, just to kind of, make the point not so abstract. The first point that I think is important is I feel like there's so many things going on, so many things to do, that I feel like what setting a goal is, like a end goal, is it just helps you to go in a direction. Things can change, life can happen, but I feel like having a point that you see that you're trying to reach, or like a place that you imagine that you would like to get to, that's going to let you know if you're going to go this way or that way, which is going to inform the type of work that you're going to do. It's going to inform how you kind of put your efforts towards one aspect or of your career or another. And to me, I feel like that's the most important thing for people who are trying to follow a certain goal. Even if you end up changing paths or anything like that, just that direction, it clears up all the space, all the stuff over here that you don't need to worry about, unless you worry about just the stuff that you need to think about. And this is very abstract, but just follow me. The other thing about that is, when you do have that thing in mind, whether it's like, I want to be a successful recording artist, or I want to be a successful touring artist, or I want to be whatever it is, once you know where you want to go, I think it's important to kind of work backwards from there. So for example, if I take myself and say, I want to be a successful touring artist, and I want to be able to travel around the world and sell out theaters. This is what I was thinking, when I first started in 2007. So working backwards from there is like, okay, that means I need to write my own music. All right, gotta work with that. Okay, that means I need to work with, I need to have a website. Okay, to have a website, I need to have pictures. Okay, that means I'm gonna have to book a photo shoot to get pictures. That means I need to book a recording session to get music. But that means I need to set out a certain time in my day to even work on writing music. Now that means if I want to one day get to playing theaters and, sold out, venues like that, then I need to start small, which means I need to play maybe at my local coffee shop or something just to get my foot in the door. So now that you have that one little idea that's way in the future, and you work backwards from there, it creates your things to do list slowly but surely. And once you mark off one thing to do, it just creates 3 or 4 more things to do. And to me, I feel like that in essence is what becomes your career. And that's very overwhelming. So the other important aspect of that is just really taking things step by step, as stereotypical as that sounds, as cliche as that sounds. Just really putting one foot in front of the other and just doing one thing at a time, right? And that's something I still struggle with to this day. I can become very overwhelmed with everything that I have on my plate, and even still have to slow down and say, okay, obviously all of this stuff is going towards what my final goal is, but right now all I have to do is make this one video, or all I have to do is make this one email, or send this one email, or make this one phone call, or reach out to this one person about this one event, or just take an hour and work on this one song. So it is very important to also not only have that macro sense of what's going on and envisioning the goal, but also to be able to scale back all the way and say, okay, this is one thing that we're going to do right now. All right. So organizing those thoughts is another key factor. And I think I need to make a separate video about organizing those ideas, because I have my whole system of my whole workflow system of how I keep my things to do lists organized, but it's all based on having what my long-term outcome, what I want that to be, and then working backwards to create what are the things I have to do step by step by step by step to eventually get there. And a little tidbit, which I'll probably talk about more later, is even though you set that goal that's far out, that's an abstract point. And people always say life is about the journey and not the destination. And what I found to be the case is That's very true, and that's because there is no destination. So that point that you set for yourself to walk towards is an abstract point. It doesn't exist. There's no point that you get to where you've made it, or that everything is just smooth sailing from there, or anything like that. It's always a continual journey. The whole thing is a journey. So when people say life's not about the journey, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, there is no destination. All right. But that being said, you have to have a destination in mind that you want to work towards, whether you want to be like, I want to be the greatest author that ever lived, or, I want to discover the cure for cancer, or whatever it is. You have to have that grand vision to have something to work toward, step by step. So